Hello, friends. It's the way I heard it. Episode number 258. This one is called Best Guest Ever. And those of you on my Facebook page already know who today's very special guest is. It's you. It's you, my friends. I am answering your questions today with a little help from my trusty producer, Chuck Klausmeyer, who has collated so far. How many questions do we have?
I didn't count. 2,500, 2,600, something like that.
All right, that's too many.
I did my best to get through all of them. Yeah, we're not going to go through all of them, but I picked 3 pages worth. I mean, I probably got 30 or 40 questions here. I want to get out of the way the questions that were asked by multiple people. Okay?
Fine.
This question was asked a lot. Will you go on a date with me / marry me / come to my town / come to my house for dinner?
So there are 4 different versions of that, or
yes.
Were people asking for all 4 of those things?
No. There were dozens of people who wanted to go on a date with you. There were dozens of people who wanted to marry you. Dozens of people who want you to come to their town, and dozens of people who invited you over for a barbecue.
You see the chronology. It's like I could go to your town, and then when I'm in the town, then we could have a date, and then after the date, maybe you'd invite me over for a barbecue. And then one thing leads to the next, and before you know, we're married. So, yeah, but you're saying people were going, look, it
I
could
had
be
a July
barbecue.
4th like that. Yeah.
All right, look, the answer is yes. I'll do it.
Great.
I'll come to every town. I'll have a barbecue in every municipality, and
you'll date everyone and marry everyone.
I'm going to marry everyone and eat everything.
Wow, if you need any help eating stuff, I do like to eat. So.
As opposed to marry everything and eat everyone. That, I have to draw the line.
That's where it goes off the rails right there. That's not a good
Next
look.
question.
Okay. All right. Did you swim in Lake Tahoe or whatever lake that was? Maybe that wasn't Lake. What was the lake? What was the actual lake you were in?
So it's Fallen Leaf Lake. And if you get a topographical map of California, or even just Google it, it's just some of the most extraordinary real estate in the world. The chunk of wilderness that abuts Lake Tahoe and that whole area is called Desolation. So Desolation Wilderness stretches, as the title would suggest, for a long way. And in the southern part of it, it's just filled with lakes. There are dozens and dozens of lakes up there. And I have a friend who has a cabin on Fallen Leaf Lake, which is just to the south of Tahoe. So it's fed by waters from the mountains, and then it feeds into Lake Tahoe itself. But it's much, much smaller. It's like a mile across and maybe 3 miles in length. And the hike around the lake is a total of about 10 miles because the trails wind and they take you very high and very low and so forth. But that's where I shot that video that led to all these questions. The answer to that question is yes. Not only did I swim in the lake, I swum in it every day. Swam. I swimmed in that lake every day.
Swimmed.
And the reason I did, perversely, is because it was so freaking cold. I mean, scrotum tightening, where'd my rectum go? Cold.
Rectum hell damn near killed him.
I've been listening to so many people write about the positive effects of, a minute or 2 every day in very, very cold water. In fact, Adam Carolla just mentioned it when we were talking the other day. His showers all now end with him standing under freezing cold water for about a minute or 2.
That's a long time.
It is a long time, but I'm telling you, Chuck, it is invigorating. So I decided to start doing this a couple of weeks ago, but it's so much easier to walk outside and jump in 58-degree water in the all together. And holy cow, man, it's the first 20 seconds are tough, but after a couple of minutes, you get kind of used to it. And then you get out and you start your day and all your capillaries are fired up and your skin has a healthy glow and it's great. So yeah, every day I got in the lake at least 3 times.
Great. The other question that was asked a lot, people were very concerned about your skin, Michael, and they wanted to know, were you wearing sunscreen?
Were these the same people who want to date me and marry me and have a barbecue?
There may have been some overlap. Yes.
Or these people who want to adopt me? Because if that's the case, I already have a mother, and I already caught hell from her. Look, I like the sun.
Inquiring minds.
I work outside. I spend a lot of time outside, and it was sunny up there, and it was nice. And yes, I wear sunscreen. I'm not a complete idiot, but I do have what some have pointed out to be a I mean, I don't want to put words in people's mouths, but a naturally ruddy glow.
I don't recall reading those three words grouped up like that, but
you should read what my mother. She's like, Michael, let me tell you about my friend Tom, who I met in my cancer support group 30 years ago after he had a melanoma the size of my fist removed from his forehead. But there we go. So look, it's funny though, isn't it? How the whole sunscreen thing and how, we were talking about climate change and solar and all of this stuff, right? It's like the sun is a big deal. It always has been. It's the center of our solar system. It's very important. But it's kind of become the enemy in so many ways, like just in our generation, and I'm not saying, obviously, melanoma is no joke. My dad just got something cut off of his face, the Mohs procedure. Right. My mom, I got some moles on my back that I might want to have looked at. It's no joke, but I think, what did we hear during the lockdowns? Like, for the first time in my adult life, all of a sudden, doctors were saying, hey,
get some
vitamin
sun.
D.
Yeah.
Vitamin D is a big proponent, or what do you call it? Defense mechanism for COVID. Now, I got a lot of vitamin D, and I did get COVID.
Right.
But I got over it in 24 hours, as opposed to some other people on this podcast, Chuck, who have recently endured.
Yes. I got the COVID, and I felt it sickened me. Literally, I was sick. And it hung around for a while. I had like 103 temperature for
like a week.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't 103 the whole week. I think that would have fried my brain, but yeah, it was over 100 for a week, and that wasn't great. But I feel pretty good now. I'm back to my normal walks and everything. So
you sounded like hell.
I lost my voice. Yeah.
Yeah, you worried me, man. You were coughing and just that constant fever. Isn't it strange how it affects so many people so wildly differently? Yeah.
The good news is that I managed to give it to everybody at the office.
That's good.
So that was people really were happy about that. I've gotten a lot of shit about that. But
I bet you have. You're like Typhoid Mary. You're patient zero at the office.
Pretty much. Yeah. Nobody suspects Uncle Chuck of just bringing the Rona, but that's what happened. Yeah.
Anyway, this isn't about you. Let's get back to me if we could.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So you wore the sunscreen. So a lot of people, again, different people, how's Freddie? Everybody wants to know how Freddie is and who takes care of him when you're gone.